I think that they're just stuck in an old way of thinking.
How much should they cut? How should they think?
Look, I'm only going to talk about the mistakes they've made, not the mistakes they're going to make.
They being the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, and all those others.
I do think at a point, they're just going to have to admit that they have been wrong. Because if you think about it, I don't believe that a tariff is a consumption tax.
So a lot of people say it. They say a tariff is a consumption tax. It's a tax on consumers. But consumers aren't being taxed on U.S. goods. We might be being taxed on one country's goods, but not another country's goods. So it's not a consumer tax.
If tomorrow we put on a 1% consumption tax, you would never say that's 1% inflation.
Exactly. So if you do have a consumption tax, if you have a sales tax, in Florida, I think it's 6.5% or 7%. If you have a sales tax, that's a consumption tax. It's not inflation.
I am hoping that in their infinite wisdom that I can't remember, it's 350 PhD economists, which I said on TV, it was either yesterday or the day before. My worry is that the Fed is turning into universal basic income for PhD economists.
Right. He is so spot on. People have told me when I come out and I say certain things like tariffs are not inflationary, or that the Fed rate should come down, or that the Fed should have been raising rates in 2021. I was saying it since the beginning of 2021, and instead they did it in 2022, and we saw massive inflation. I am not a PhD economist. I have a minor in economics, and that is a basis. But the difference is all these economists that say tariffs will cause inflation are academics. They're in universities, they study books, they read, but they are not in the real world. They are not conducting business like I am and my wife is, who's in retail with clothing, and we see the impact of tariffs on her business. When she goes to buy clothes from someone who says that their stuff is local from the US, but yet their prices have gone up 50% because of Chinese tariffs, it's like, wait a minute, I thought your stuff was local, but you know what? She doesn't buy from them. Instead, she buys from Colombia or Mexico or others that are actually here in the United States. So none of her prices have gone up. Tariffs have not affected her. She just stopped buying from those countries that had huge tariff impacts. That's what's happening. Practical people understand this. People that are in academia and simply read books, they have no clue. That's what he was talking about there at the end about these economists on the Fed budget. So, mortgage it out.